Greetings to all of you and welcome to Christian Family Foundation. Today is a beautiful day the Lord has made for us to rejoice and be glad. I'm so excited. I have together with me my friend and my partner in ministry. She's going to introduce herself and keep tuned because we have an interesting topic about parenting, specifically on how to discipline a child, especially in this era where they say there's no beating. How do you go about it? You're most welcome. Please introduce yourself to the people who are following us.
Thank you so much. My name is Maureen Talitha. I am an educator and also a pastor in children's ministry.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's Maureen. She is an educator and she is a pastor to the children. So she's the right person to be asking and going through this topic. Maureen,
Yes,
I almost said Teacher Maureen,
that's also
but
my
it
name.
is in order, right?
Yeah.
How do we discipline children, especially now? Let's talk as Christian parents. But at the same time, even the other parents, I'm sure they would wish to know how to discipline their children. Especially, I know the nations, the governments, they say no beating. Yeah, because people were doing it at the extreme.
Yeah.
And they ended up being violent, you know.
Yeah.
But now today we want to know how we can discipline the children.
Just to answer that question, there are two. How you can discipline your child. First of all, there's punishment and there's discipline. Those are two different things. Punishment is instilling fear. You are injuring the child. You know how we were being punished. You're being beaten. You're being beaten badly. You know, even at school. But the Bible talks about discipline, not punishment. Discipline is when you guide the child. You set some rules, you set some expectation for the child, be it a toddler or a teenager. There's expectation you set as a parent. And this expectation you discuss with your child prior. You can even sit down together and decide what are the rules, what are the good things that I should do, that you should do. You know, when you discuss with your child, it is easy for them to follow through than when you just impose, I want you to do this, I want you to be back by 6, I want you to do this and this and this. It is not easy. That is dictatorship, you know.
Okay.
But in this era, if we sit down with our child or with your child and discuss, one, all right, when you're done playing with your toys, this is what you're supposed to do. You pack up and you put them here. So your child knows that after playing, I should pack up. Okay, so how, if your child does not pack up, what do you need to do? Sometimes is to take away that toy and say, you'll play with it tomorrow. Because today you used it, but you did not tidy up. So your child knows that if I don't do, there's a calm way of discipline, not harsh way of beating. That is not a solution. That is like pushing your child away from what you want them to do.
Oh, wow. The way you are putting it is so nice. And in the understanding, it could be easy, you know,
Yes.
easy to do. But again, when it comes to practical with some parents, looking at the level of their children behavior,
Yeah.
they will tell you, hey, you are joking. My child would never listen. So
Like
what if I
2
have
years.
discussed, I have told them what to do, and they are not doing it? Is that applicable to all ages? Even a 2-year, a 3-year-old, you sit down and discuss with them what you're going to be doing.
Yes, it is possible. Even
Okay.
that 2 years old, because they know, they understand. But you talk to them and say, this is what you want. You know, there's a level. You go down to their level and you're one-on-one. You know, and then they might not like be verbal to talk to you properly and respond, but you know, this is no and this is yes. So in that way, they're growing up knowing the boundaries, knowing the limits, But sometimes, they can go out of the way. Especially 2 years old children, at that time they are screaming, they are noisy, they don't listen. 2 years is not easy to deal with. They don't listen at all. They're just screaming, they're throwing tantrums. And at that time, as a parent, you feel like your child is just out of control. You know what? The solution is just take your child step by step. They might not follow, but just step by step. This is what I want you to do. You sit here when eating. No running up and down. When you keep that and doing it consistently, it is the word. Sit down and eat. If they don't sit down while it is eating time, you can push the food aside and wait. Call them again. Sometimes just be firm. Just be firm and consistent. Every time you serve food, put it on the table. Call them. Yeah. But if you follow them with food, you beg them, they will know your weakness. Yeah,
because you at the mention of that, I've seen people who serve their children food while they're on the road.
Yes.
They're watching cars. They are, the Mkozi runs after them.
There's no consistency.
Until you're like, oh, what is this?
Because you want them to eat.
Yeah. So this parent should be consistent.
Yes. Even if the child runs away, bring them back to the same position and just be firm. Go down on their level, look at them eye to eye and say, I want you to sit. Now it is eating time. And if possible, also serve and sit with them.
Okay, all right. That one I get and I understand you. Sometimes there are parents who actually do not know how to set boundaries. And if they talked about them, they're the first ones to come out of the boundaries.
Yes.
And what do you expect the child would do even worse or more than what you have done? So consistency is very key.
Very key.
In the process of disciplining a child.
Yes.
But I want you to tell us, in case I've done all this and the child is not listening to me, am I allowed, does the Bible or I don't know, does it give me a room to bring in the punishment that you were talking about? Even the, the cane or
the
something.
Spanking, where I teach, we are not allowed to touch children. And sometimes you have like 30 of them in a class, and you tell them to do something. Sometimes they don't want. They're doing the opposite of what you have said.
Yeah. What do you do?
So such children, I normally isolate them, not like far away. If we are here, just in a corner somewhere, but you have to explain. Don't push them in that corner. They'll feel like they are not loved. They'll feel like they're rejected. They're not wanted. Such stuff. So you have to explain. In this corner, it's a corner of just thinking, meditating, and reflecting of what you have done. But that one applies to children who have learned wrong and right. But for toddlers, that is, let's say, from 1 year to 4 years. There's no much discussion, But you have to use positive reinforcement. For example, appreciating them, when they've done something good, and when they've done something that is not right, also you talk to them. Now, this is what I do. I was explaining about that naughty corner. Naughty corner, meditation corner, depending with what you have called it, So you take the child. The first time they'll not like it, but you be consistent. You take them again and explain you have to be here for 3 minutes. For sure, keep your word. After 3 minutes, take them out, discuss the problem, and then as you go on, if the mistake is too big and they don't want to change, increase the minutes. Yes, make it even 10 minutes, and they don't go anywhere, but just be within the vicinity also.
All right. Okay. Now that brings me to another question.
Yeah.
So you mean there are other discipline measures or strategies that you can do without harming your child?
Exactly.
That is one of them.
One of them.
Can you give us more? At least for some parents to
have options.
Out, one of them that will suit depending on their children age and also their behavior.
Yeah. I believe that spanking children is not a solution to everything. Yeah. Unless it requires.
Sorry, let me to cut through your word.
Yes.
Spanking. Some people use shoes.
Some people use hands.
Anything.
I know of a friend of mine who used both hands to beat the head everywhere, the ears, everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
That is not good at all.
So that the child will not learn anything out of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I forgot to say this point. You have to detach your feelings, your anger, when you're disciplining your child. You know what? Because we normally spank them or beat them or discipline them
out of
anger. You know. Wow. But when you detach, take just a second, breathe in and out. And then I'll deal with the situation in a good way. You know, because after all, we want them back. We don't want them away. So we have to know that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you talked about different ways. One is positive. Positive using incentives, you know. One, if you do something good, appreciate. You know, we love appreciation. If you do something that is not good, we take away a privilege.
Okay.
Children of nowadays, they have tablets, they have phones, you know. So just taking like 30 minutes without using the tablet, you know, so that they reflect. Those are just one of the ways, you know. Another one, have like a routine in your house. In the evening, you take a walk or something that you know they like. And then now use that one as a way of encouraging the positive behavior. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you discourage the negative behavior?
So the negative behavior, you can, one was the thinking corner. Two was appreciating. Sometimes also you prophesy, you know, as Christians. If you see your child is doing something. I can give example. My child was naughty. Yes. And then one time I started prophesying over her life. You are a gentle girl. You are the best child, you know. And the things changed. Because all the time at school it was being reported, she has pushed, she has done what? I was getting tired. Then I brought it to God as Christians. Some of them it's not just physical. Some of them we just pray over it and keep declaring. Use that bad behavior that your child all the time likes to do and just change it into a positive thing. Speak over your child. Speak over the good things, the good words, and involve your child. Wow. So that's another way. Another way, before we go into spanking, I know the Bible says that spare them
the rod.
And
what you get is not
what
good.
you get is not good. The rod itself is not for beating, by the way. The rod is supposed to guide, like a shepherd. When they would guide, they used to have that rod when they are taking care of the sheep. But that was not for beating. That was for guiding.
Okay.
Giving the way, you know. Okay. But when all the time you have a slippers, you have a stick, you have what? Your child is like a prisoner in your house, you know. So we have to, like, as parents, we have to calm down. Mistakes are there, even as we do mistakes.
Imagine.
All the time. But how do we deal with that? You know, we have to calm down first and think of a solution immediately than beating the child, slapping, pushing. I think those are not good ways. Yeah.
Those are not good ways. You mentioned something that the intention of disciplining a child is not for you to push them away.
Yeah.
But it's for you to bring them to yourself.
Very much, yes.
Now that one brings me a question, especially when our children are now teenagers.
Yeah.
When they have come to this stage where you don't just come and speak and
shout
and expect them to get anything out of that.
And they're easily angered.
Yes. How do you deal with them? Because there are two scenarios where a parent has built a relationship with the child at a tender age, and there is these parents who have no relationship and want to start disciplining at this age. Now is when they want to come into their lives to tell them what to do and what not to do. Help us on that.
That is the most dangerous part, and that's why you find most children.
They run away, they
run
withdraw,
away,
they don't
they
tell
withdraw,
you things.
they're quiet, they go into addiction.
Mm.
And some of them, they even commit suicide. If you find yourself in such situation, I think you need to work on yourself in the meantime as you try to approach. Look, these are the ways. Teenagers are very sensitive. Very sensitive. Anything little, they feel like, I'm not wanted. This is not my family. This is not my mother, or this is not my father. So the best thing is to approach it in a different way. First, as a Christian, pray. Pray. Second, go in a calm way. Take a walk with your child. Walk. Drive. You have a car, just drive. Then let them open up. And in the middle of opening up, bring in a topic that is, of course, related to what you want to correct.
Yes.
Then bring a topic, And out of that topic, don't impose it on them, but bring it in a different way, like it's a friend of yours or another friend. And then in that way, they will be able to open up. And once they've opened up, that's a perfect channel for you to use now. Than just coming, I want you to wake up early at 6. I want you to do ABCD. I want you to do... It is not easy. They will resent. They will not be free with you. They will close up completely. Yeah.
And you know the effects of closing up.
Oh, my friend.
You expect surprises.
Yeah. And they will have friends outside and confide in others. Yeah. So as a parent, you get to hear stories of your child from another person.
Oh,
it is very sad. Yeah,
it's so bad. Yeah, you just touched something like they'll have friends outside and they confide in them.
Yeah.
How do we treat our children's friends, especially at this age, the teenage stage? You know, there are parents who do not want to see their girls with any boy around them.
Wow.
Because they think if they look at her, she will get pregnant or something will happen. How are we supposed to handle their friends? Because after all, they are social. They are social beings,
and we don't want them to sneak out.
So how do you deal with that?
I know you're wondering out there what to do with your teenager or maybe the child in the same situation. The best thing you can do as a parent, what I say, continue building the relationship. Because when you build in that relationship, you bring examples and you talk to your child, they will be free. Second, they don't choose friends. And sometimes friends don't choose them, And if your child finds herself or himself with friends that you don't want, maybe you've seen certain behaviors, I think the best thing is not to push them out like, I don't want you to be close to so and so and so, because they will do it behind your back.
I know.
Which is not right. So what do you need to discuss with your child first? Because charity begins where?
At home.
At home. So you have to teach your child exactly expectations, what you want, and the truth. And
the truth.
And the truth.
Okay.
If you go this way, this might happen. Not threatening or scaring them, because, nowadays, most parents, we scare our children,
It's because we ourselves are scared.
We are scared, I know that.
The way the world is going, you just want, if you can get a place and hide them.
Yeah.
But it's not possible.
It's not possible. It's not possible at all. So, I'm still going to repeat my word by saying, have a close relationship with your child, and don't exclude them when you have such topics, when you have what you want them to be, the reality of what is happening. Don't exclude them. Then in that way, I think they will come to a realization. What do you think? One common understanding, and even them, they'll start checking out. I don't want, this friend is not right. I have an example here. Like my daughter. She's in a class and they are supposed to travel to Germany. She came and told me, Mom, that group that is going to Germany, not me. I don't like that group. And to a point, You as a parent, you're like, oh, that's a good way. You know, I want you to go tour the world, visit every country. But then you look at the other part. She's telling you, I don't want to spend 2 weeks with those people. So it is sitting down and always having a conversation with your child. Don't hide. Don't wait until something happens. Is when you have a discussion with them, it will be too late. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. Those are very good insights. As we come to close to the end, there's a parent who could be watching us right now.
Yes.
And they're not in good terms, either with the son or the daughter.
Yeah.
And he or she does not know what to do. We had an experience one time of a parent who works away from home.
Yeah.
He is a father. And when he comes home, the boys have started, you know, the teenage age. They think they can do what they want. They think they have the rights to be heard, you know.
Yeah.
But when he comes, he wants to apply the force.
Yeah.
He wants to put in the discipline. Like, you have to go like this. You have to be straight. You have to.
And see, that's how I was raised. Okay.
And it didn't work for them. And it's probably not working for most of people out here.
Yeah.
What advice can you give to those parents?
It's hard because you will lose your child.
If you have not lost him already.
You are busy. All of us, we are busy and we want to give our children the best, you know. But out of that, your tight schedule, you can organize one-on-one, be it online, be it on any social platform that you can reach them and just have a conversation with them. And then let them come to understanding, common understanding, you and your child. Don't instill, don't force behaviors, don't force some of the things. Explain why. Because they want to know the reason why, you know.
Yeah.
If they don't know why, they go to friends.
Because according
and the friends
to me,
will answer why.
It's okay for me to do this.
It's okay.
After all, my friends are doing
it. Yes. Especially to stay up late. And then you come and tell them, by 10, lights off, give me your phone, give me your tablet, give me any gadget you have, go to bed. And the other time, they're 14, 15, 16, you know. It is not a good thing. You have to like come and talk. You know, communication is the key. And most families, we miss that. And because we want to raise our children the way we were raised. I never had a communication. I never talked to my dad. The only communication I had with my father was like beating or school, bring your report card, sleeping time. What do you want? There's no love, there's nothing.
Oh.
And if the child is going through that thing, they will also in the future do the same thing. So the chances are high. And they begin to treat their wives, their husband, their siblings the same way they were treated.
Wow.
So just some keywords here how to discipline your child, not punishment. And I think that's why punishment is not allowed. Corporal punishment is not allowed. And I know most of you are watching are doing it. Yes.
Okay.
Me too, I'm a victim. But after realizing that this is a child that I want close, not far away from me, you know, there are some things that I had to work on myself.
Wow.
One is to praise the child. Praise the little thing they have done. Even if it is washing dishes, praise them. Second, plan one-on-one communication, you know. When washing dishes together as mom or just talk about some issues, you know. 3, set clear expectations. Don't give too big expectation, just the one you know they can achieve as you keep adding. 3, use calm consequences. Don't shout, don't yell, don't scream. Because out of screaming, they will get 2%. But if you talk in a calm way, they get 100%.
Wow.
It's not easy, but it is possible. The last one, be consistent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be consistent.
Some of us, we say.
We don't do.
We don't do. And yet you want your child to do what you have said. You can't do what you have said.
So actually, they learn more by watching us do
Yes.
than listening us talk to them.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you so much. That was a beautiful conversation, and I hope, dear parents, you picked a thing or two, and we are going to change, to revise the way we have been administering discipline in our homes, especially Christian homes, even in other families. No child. In Kinyarwanda, if I try to translate directly, they say the rod breaks the bone,
Yeah.
but does not remove the character or change the character.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's hope that we are going to try to do it the right way.
Yeah.
With the help of God. Where it doesn't seem to work, please pray
Yeah.
and seek the guidance of the Holy Spirit. It shall be well with your child. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.